What is up, everyone? Welcome to the watch party. Make sure you guys rack up those likes, more hooligans. Give me a second to read through the chat, make sure everything is running smoothly. Check on everyone, make sure everyone's doing good, and then we'll get started. There we go. What's up, big fella? What's up, Mountain Life? What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Bombay Man? What's up, Norman? What's up, Cyron? What's up, USA Forever? What's up, Wet Blanket? What's up, Justin? What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Hungry Camel? What's up, Robert? What's up, Sawdog? What's up, Shadow Patriot? What's up, Antony De Rosa? Welcome to the live. What's up, Grape Juice? That's like, I don't know, that name's resonating with me for some reason. Appreciate you being here. What's up, Ron? What's up, Haywood? Haywood, I heard that you want to get back into Gilded, and I think that'd be okay. I think that might be okay. I've been thinking about it. If you can write me on Gilded so I can remember when I get off of here, we'll discuss it. What's up, Gavin Free None? What is up, all you hooligans? I appreciate you guys being here. So we're kind of divided tonight. We got half a schedule that's going to be on YouTube. The other half will be on the free speech platforms. Again, that's not because of me. That's because of the community guidelines, and I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that includes the White House press briefing. Peter is back. It's his first day back since becoming a new dad. And so I'm pretty sure they're going to be asking about the origin of the plague, and we still can't talk about that stuff over here on YouTube. I know it sucks, but we're still gonna cover it, and it's a ways down the list. Okay, so don't you worry. Over here on YouTube, we got plenty of stuff to cover. So let me get reading through the chat. We will get started. Make sure you guys rack those likes up, though. More likes, more hooligans. It really makes a difference. What's up, everyone on the JeffMAC Live YouTube channel? What's up, Miss Jamie? What's up, Daryl? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate you guys watching. Happy freedom, Snooks. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do, Snooks. What's up, everyone on Twitch? Yeah, Snooks, I'm everywhere. I'm omnipresent. I think it just takes a second for all that stuff to kick over. What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, Anthony? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? What's up, everyone on Rumble? What's up, King of Rock, Sleuthy TV, Serum? What's up, Joe? What's up, Baby Boomer? What's up, Jamie? You're everywhere. You're starting to become omnipresent too. I appreciate all of you guys watching over on Rumble. What's up, Sindigan? For you guys watching on Rumble, if you can't see the chat, remember you got to use a browser like Chrome or Mozilla or Safari or something like that. That way you're able to see the chat. What's up, Light? What is it, Love and Light? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Janet? Look at all you hooligans pouring in. I appreciate you guys. What's up, everyone on jeffmaclive.com? I've seen a bunch of people take advantage of that coupon I put out there for a free week. If you guys are a little bit shy about that, I have understanding for that. Most free trials and stuff, it's kind of like a scam. You set up for 5 to 7 days, and next thing you know, they're charging your credit card. Well, that's not what's going on here. You get a free week to come hang out at jeffmaclive.com with all the features and benefits and stuff, and after that week, your membership just expires. and then it's up to you to reinstate it if you would like to actually join the subscription for the membership over there at jeffmaclive.com, where you are absolutely free. But yeah, that's what that coupon's about. So you get a free week, no strings attached. It's not going to charge your credit card or nothing like that, so I suggest you actually take advantage of it. So we're going to be talking about, well, we're going to play a video of Old Man Walter giving remarks at the House Democratic Caucus Issues Conference. Can't remember. Oh, actually, it was live. It might still be live. It depends how long it is. That's what she said. But we'll be covering that. Then we're going to be covering an article and then a video afterwards saying no injuries in massive Cleveland warehouse fire. Another day, another fire. So we're going to cover an article. The article's really short. And then we're going to watch a video that just kind of shows what it was all looking like and all of that. Then we're going to be moving forward to Chicagoans are sick and tired. Beetlejuice Lightfoot loses Chicago mayoral election. We were going to cover that earlier, but we ran out of time. Then we're going to be covering an article titled Ninth Whale Death Renews Calls in New Jersey to Halt Offshore, I don't know why I can't ever say that word, offshore wind projects. I think it was Big Fella that suggested this, so I looked into it yesterday and a little bit more today. So we got the whole article wrote out here. We will be covering that. And then once that's over, we'll be wrapping up the YouTube side of things. I'll be asking everyone to come over to Rumble, Odyssey, jeffmaclive.com, or Twitch to continue on with the watch party to show things that I'm just not able to show on YouTube. It's just simple as that. We have Lindsey Graham versus Merrick Garland, talking about the border and stuff like that, but I believe there's pew-pews on the screen. I think they got some images of firearms and stuff, and I can't show that on a live. I could show it if it was a video, but because we're live, I can't show it on YouTube. That's why it's over on Rumble. Then we have Mississippi banned something that I think most of us agree with, but we can't talk about it on YouTube because they love shapeshifters. So that's a thing. Then we have more information about the East Palestine derailment site. There's mention of the Orange Eagle in that video, so that's why we can't show that on YouTube. And then we will be wrapping up today's watch party with the White House press briefing, where it's Peter Doocy's first day back. So that's what's on the schedule. We'll be here for a while. Make sure you get yourself something nice to drink, maybe some Riot snacks. It's time to get this started, hooligans.
Prostitute.
Yeah, I'm making sure my sound bites work. Know what I mean?
What, is this a communist country or something? I thought this is America.
Yeah. Let me read through chat really quick and we'll get her started. If you are ready to go, drop some ones or drop some coffees in the chat to let me know you're ready to go. Kevin, I'm going to be completely debt-free coming May. I'm so happy, but I'm broke as a joke this month. Well, I'm happy to hear that, Kevin. Not that you're broke, but I'm happy that you're paying off your debt and all that. That's awesome. That's always a good feeling. Ball, I've checked out the website, and I think it's pretty impressive. Thanks for the free trial. Definitely helps sway me towards it. Well, I'm glad you went and checked it out, Ball. That's awesome. What's up, Kelly K? Happy freedom. So excited I made the live. Yeah, I think they actually sent out the notifications today. I made a video for everyone that hasn't been receiving notifications because, well, I thought it was one thing, and then I learned something else yesterday talking to YouTube customer service. But yeah, if you click just subscribing apparently isn't enough. You have to then click the bell icon, then select all, and that way you will receive notifications when we go live, or at least you're supposed to if you do all that stuff. But then I was told yesterday by customer service themselves that there's a glitch in the user interface. And so sometimes you guys will show up to a YouTube channel or a live, and your subscribe button will say unsubscribe kind of letting you know you're already subscribed. But other times it will say subscribe as if you are not already subscribed. And so you wonder to yourself, why am I not subscribed? I was. And then you click that button. But it's a glitch. And so what you did is you actually just unsubscribed from the channel, not knowing it, because there's an issue with the user interface. If you have a membership on that channel, you just canceled your membership because of the glitch. They said that they're aware of it and they're working on it, but it's been around for a little while now. That was their excuse. Well, that and saying they're banning spam accounts, but they couldn't identify what a spam account was. They said that that's most likely why I've lost 300 subscribers in the last 14 days, is between the user interface glitch and banning spam accounts without a definition of what that means. So that's a thing. That's a thing. But if you're here, you could click that bell icon and maybe that'll help. I'm happy to have you, Kelly, though. All right, hooligans. Hold on. Let me read through this. I don't want to leave no hooligans behind. Let's see. JB, put one of those coexist stickers on your Subaru for camouflage. I know. I was thinking about getting a huge tree hugger sticker across the back of it. Maybe some stickers of kombucha bottles, something like that, you know. But no, when they pass me or they see me coming at them, they could tell. It's not a softie driving this Subaru. It's just trying to blend in. Big fella, thank you for covering the whales in my state. I appreciate it. By the way, I'm King of Doors on Rumble. Oh, awesome. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. I mean, I don't know everything that's going on. I can just see the main stuff going on. So if you guys see stuff, definitely send me the articles. Serum sent me some stuff that I haven't gone through yet that'll probably make it on to tomorrow's show. Edward sent me some stuff that's probably going to be a part of tomorrow's show as well. So don't hesitate, hooligans. If you got something you think that everyone should know, definitely send it to me. What's up, Crystal Blue? Happy freedom. Let's see. JB, maybe do a dairy farm weird fire segment, call it mac and cheese. I have things in the works, don't you worry. Hey, thanks for being here, Faber J. All right, I'm seeing the ones in coffees. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate the compliment. Let's get her started, hooligans.
Chairman of
Got a little ahead of myself.
What an honor to be together with all of you here in Baltimore.
Obama's looking different these days.
I'm so thankful for the leadership of Chairman Pete Aguilar, who has brought us together in such a phenomenal way, and for your kind words to Vice Chair Ted Lieu. That partnership, they're doing a tremendous job in getting this conference off to an incredible start. Thank you, Governor Moore, for your amazing words and for your incredible, patriotic, centered, authentic leadership. It certainly is always wonderful to be with and inspired by and stand on the shoulders of the greatest speaker of all time, Nancy D'Alessandro Pelosi, in her home city of Baltimore. We're so
oh yeah,
to you and to Stenny.
Come on, man.
Jim. Come on, man. These incredible legislative giants. It's my honor to present someone who, of course, really needs no introduction. He is a leader for such a time as this.
Are they friend or foe?
Who's been able to, in 2 short years, turn things around in the United States of America. And to stand in an incredible way. Doesn't just happen by accident. It requires leadership and intentionality and focus, particularly given the extreme nature of the opposition that we all have to confront. But the Biden track record is a phenomenal track record of accomplishment. The Biden economy has produced more than 12 million good-paying jobs here in the United States of America. The Biden economy has produced an unemployment rate that is at a 50-year low here in the United States of America. The Biden economy has increased wages for everyday Americans. The Biden economy has experienced record small business creation. And the Biden economy has reduced the deficit by a record $1.7 trillion. We don't just talk about fiscal responsibility, we are about, under the leadership of President Biden, fiscal responsibility. It's a track record that doesn't just happen by accident, requires leadership and intentionality and certainly partnership. Partnership with House Democrats, partnership with our Senate colleagues, which led to one of the most successful Congresses in American history. Together, we continuously put people over politics, not a soundbite. That was a way of life for us as we govern together under the leadership of President Biden and Speaker Pelosi in partnership with House Democrats and Senate Democrats. Together, we enacted the American Rescue Plan, which saved the economy from a deep recession. Together, we put shots in arms, money in pockets, and kids back in school. Together, we enacted the historic child tax credit that in 2021 cut child poverty in America in half and will lay a foundation for us to bring it back to life. Together, we enacted historic infrastructure to invest in our crumbling bridges, roads, and tunnels, our airports, our water and sewer systems. Together, we will create millions of good-paying jobs in fixing that infrastructure. Together, we will ensure that every single community in America has access to high-speed internet. Together, we enacted gun safety legislation.
I don't know how they can put high-speed internet over Ohio.
First time in 30 years. Together, under the leadership of President Biden, $500
You
million
almost said Obama.
grant assistance will be available to address mental illness in America. Together, millions of good-paying jobs will come back to the United States of America, beginning with the historic CHIPS and Science Act. Together, we are investing in the education of our young people, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, to make sure that those young people have the skills to succeed in the 21st century economy. Together, under the leadership of President Biden, we were able to enact the Inflation Reduction Act. Together, we've struck a dramatic blow against the climate crisis.
Come on, dude. Too much together. Okay, you need a new filler.
Together, we're standing up a clean energy economy. Together, we strengthen.
People aren't even clapping anymore.
Together, we're driving down healthcare costs. And together, we're driving down the high price of life-saving prescription drugs for millions of Americans. A historic track record of accomplishment to build upon because of the leadership of President Biden in partnership with all of you to put people over politics and deliver big results.
Unless you live in Ohio,
Together an economy
then they don't know who you are over there.
that is being built from the middle out and the ground up. And together with the leadership of President Biden, we're going to finish the job for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 46th President of the United States of America, Joseph Robinette Biden.
Hello, hello, hello.
How long you think they're gonna let him grow his hair out? He's starting to look a little bit like David Bowie before he kicked the bucket.
And it's good. It's good to be almost home. Leader Jeffries, thank you for your partnership and your leadership. And Pete, thanks for organizing this retreat and having me here. You know,
I was going to get Old Man Walter's "Don't Jump" soundbite, and YouTube has it flagged as misinformation. I looked it up because I was going to jack the audio, and a big blue banner came across the screen saying it's misinformation, that he never actually said that.
For so long, Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Stanley.
They're going to go kiss later, maybe share some assault hammers.
All the years I was a senator, which were 270, all those years I was a senator, every time I needed something done on the East Coast, I called Nancy. She's out in San Francisco. But Nancy has incredible, incredible power here in the East, particularly in Maryland, particularly in Baltimore. And so I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me as well, Nancy. It's great to be here with an incredible caucus, such a strong and diverse group of leaders. And it is strong and diverse. I ran for president, literally, not figuratively, to build the economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not a joke. I was so sick and tired to talk about trickle-down economics. I know in my household, not far from here, a little further north on 95 in Wilmington, not a whole lot trickled down on our kitchen table. Now, I'm serious.
What?
Just think about it. Not a whole lot. But working together, we made historic progress toward that vision of building from the middle out and the bottom up. And the people in this room are the reason for that. It's been one of the most successful united caucuses we have ever seen. And you all stick together, thank God. And look what's already happened in all these off-year elections, these state legislative races. And by the way, we got Congresswoman in Virginia. Well, look.
He's trying to grow that mullet out. He almost looks like he's got a little bit of Jerry curl in it.
Look, we stuck together. We really did. And it's because of folks in this room like Jim and Steny, who just have always been there for all of us. No matter where. No, I really mean it. Been there for all of us. By sticking together, we got a lot done. By sticking together, we're back in the House, and we're going to finish the job. Look, let's take a look at what we've done. And some has already been mentioned. You know, we came in, the economy was in ruins. We had so many lost jobs, and it went beyond the pandemic. It started before that. But we can see it in your districts. Those 12 million new jobs, they're real jobs, man. It means we created more jobs.
Sure there are. You got to convince us that they're real jobs. Come on, man.
But you created it. You did it. The unemployment rate of 3.4%, as I said, is a 50-year low. 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Where in the hell is it written that we can't lead the world in manufacturing again?
Now you're jumping the gun, Old Man Walter. That's at the end of the speech.
There's no reason.
Ooh, angry screaming.
The world in manufacturing again. The inflation has fallen 7 straight months. Gas prices down $1.65 since the peak, and we're going to keep pushing. Our economy has grown at a solid clip, but it's not an accident. It's because we've all worked together, and we have worked together. We've worked tightly together. We passed the American Rescue Plan, which bailed out a whole hell of a lot of Republican governors. They still don't even want to acknowledge it, but it doesn't matter. I said, and you all said, I didn't run to be president for all Democrats. I ran to be president for all.
He's looking really rough. Can you imagine what he's going to look like in the next 6 years?
Truly, think about it. You saw the effects firsthand.
They're just going to roll a casket out with one of those speaker boxes.
They didn't have the budgets to pay for them. Kept teachers in the classroom.
They'll use a Ouija board for him to do his speeches.
In addition to that, we did so much more. We passed the largest investment in infrastructure since Eisenhower's interstate highway system. And we're getting money out the door quickly. Shovels in the ground, cranes in the air. And, you know, as a matter of fact, right here in Baltimore, we're rebuilding a tunnel I went through. You know, they told me I traveled 1,200,000 miles in Amtrak. Well, I'm probably the only guy that's been through that Baltimore tunnel, literally walked through it because it's in such bad shape about 15 years ago when I was a U.S. Senator pushing. It's a 100-year-old tunnel. It's going to change transportation. not only on the Northeast Corridor, but in the city, instead of 30 miles an hour, it's going through there at 100 miles an hour. And it's a $4 billion investment. And guess what? We're going to let everybody know you did it. These are the signs we're going to put up. We're naming it the Frederick Douglass Tunnel. Look.
It's just poor microphone.
I was telling the guys backstage.
Those 11 people in the crowd are really excited.
Nothing but implement what we've already passed and let the people know who did it for them. We win. But we're way beyond that. It's not just about winning. You know, I've joined many of you on the groundbreakings. There's over 20,000 projects already. Have already been funded. Bridges that are $1 billion, $200 million. I mean, it's big, big, big deals. And as I told my Republican friends, we'll even do their districts too. And I'll be there for the ribbon cutting. But all kidding aside, look, we replaced the Inflation Reduction Act. We passed it, taking on powerful special interests, cutting the costs for working families, and tackling the climate crisis. There's more than one way, by the way, to deal with inflation. It's not just food and gas, which is critically important, and housing.
Just realized I look like a child sitting next to him on the screen. It's giving me anxiety. I know he's not in the room with me, but my brain just feels anxious after this scary realization.
My dad was around a long time. It wasn't that long ago. Stenny and I have been partners for a long, long time. I kid Stenny. I said he represents Western Delaware and the Eastern Shore. But all kidding aside, you know, it's just about at the end of the month, do you have anything left over after you pay all your bills? Do you have anything left over? Do you have a little bit of breathing room? Well, that's what we've been about. There's more than one way to deal with family inflation, and that's to deal with the things that fundamentally affect their everyday cost beyond the traditional measures of inflation. You know, by making a $369 billion investment, we're moving in a direction to fundamentally change the way in which, well, literally, to save the planet. In addition, we're finally giving Medicare the power to negotiate lower drug prices, bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. Nancy and I have been fighting to do that for years and years.
Ball, he's within sniffing range. I know he's making me uncomfortable.
Because we stuck together.
Calm down, old man Walter.
You know, and by the way, this had a byproduct. You know, I love your Republican colleagues you have to work with, the mega Republicans. They're amazing. They're really amazing, their calculations. They say Biden and the Democrats, because they brought down the price of drugs, they're increasing inflation. Well, it has the advantage not only of people being able to live longer and better and be able to afford their prescription drugs, but guess what?
Guess what?
This is a deficit of $158 billion. Don't forget that part to tell people. It's not just that you pay less for the drug. It means that the federal government isn't paying for the federal government's not paying for those drugs for Medicare.
He keeps getting closer to me, and I don't like it.
$60 billion saved. Reduction of the deficit. We passed the Chips and Science Act.
Chips and Salsa Act.
Commitment over $300 billion.
My coffee might be a little bit too Irish.
In the United States. You know, when the Korean company, SI, said, I was in Korea, South Korea, asked them, why were they investing in America? You know what they said for real, the CEO? Because you have the best workers in the world and it's the most secure investment I can make anywhere in the world. Don't forget that, folks. That's why people are coming here. They're coming here because of who we are.
Angry, screaming.
Folks, if you want to participate in the CHIPS program, you also have to provide for child care for your employees.
What's up, Sly Dog?
It matters. That is a government that saves money in the long run. That saves money. And folks, you all know how much we've gotten done, but a lot of the country still doesn't know it. That's why the big job in front of us is implementing the laws we passed so people start to see it in their lives, all the benefits that are there because you produced it for them. You stepped up and got it done. Remember,
He's trying to put his hand on my shoulder.
us doing these things. Remember that? Everybody. You know, I promise to partner with you and coordinate with you to make sure the implementation of these laws are done efficiently and effectively. And let the American people know who did it as they feel the benefits of the investment. You did it. You tell us what you need to help us understand the impact that it's having on all of your district and your folks. You know, and we're going to get it done. That's why I created the Invest in America cabinet. Took my cabinet members, all of them, and subset that focused on just implementing what we're doing. Secretary of Commerce, Labor, Transportation, Treasury, Energy, Health and Human Services, and Environmental Protection Agency. They're the ones who are working together and meet regularly. And I want them to meet with your guys. You put together a group, if I'm not mistaken, Stanley, to be able to work together because we got to get it done. Plus, I hired 2 senior advisors. Both of them were pretty damn good. Mitch Landrieu, the former mayor down in Louisiana, and John Podesta, in charge of carrying out the bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act.
What's up, Ink Scars? Happy freedom.
Cabinet members to discuss with you exactly how we're coordinating this. And it really is important how we do it. And we get it out, we get shovels in the ground, we let people know what's happening.
Chris the Blue, be careful of Biden's wild finger. I know he's trying to make me sniff it. I don't want to. Weird old man.
We're going to bring together every element of the federal government to invest wisely and quickly. In the process, they'll attract more private sector investment as well to get the best possible results for American workers and American families. And we're going to let people know. We're going to get this done. We're going to let them know, though. We're going so far as to print
spreading awareness.
Let people know.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Manny.
Bringing in this project, why it's happening. And Stenny, thanks for the work you're doing in this coordination as well. We just really have to make this thing sing. Some of it's happening already. Factories are opening all across your districts to build semiconductor chips, electric vehicles.
I look like Hooligans Secret Service standing up here.
Vehicles, and that means more jobs, thousands and thousands of jobs. By the way, remember. When you remember we all were talking, and a lot of you as well with me, going around talking about how we used to be the most advanced country in the world investing in science and research and development. Well, we dropped to number 8. We used to be number 1. That's where this CHIPS and Science Act comes in. There's $300 billion in investment committed. $300 billion. And you know what? Like the plant outside of Columbus, Ohio, and that what I call the Fields of Dreams. There are thousands.
NS, when you grab your coffee, it looks like you're rubbing his knee. Sweet baby Jesus. That's rough stuff. I didn't realize.
Billion. And they're going to build 2 fabs, they call them, factories. Well, guess what?
Guess what?
7,000 construction workers is going to make a big difference because it generates.
What'd that look like?
As well. It's there, number 1. But number 2, there's jobs in the factories. They're going to pay an average of $130.
You hold on to that handsy lady.
And for the bulk of them, you don't need a college degree. You don't need a college degree. And folks might not know what the trench you're digging around your community is. We're going to let them know ahead of time. It's for broadband, high-speed broadband that's affordable. And all that's going to create hundreds of thousands of good-paying union jobs. And by the way, I want to be clear. I make no excuse. Some of you maybe are uncomfortable with my talking about unions all the time. Well, I not only talk to union people, I talk unions to the Business Roundtable when I talk. I talk unions for this. Keep this in mind. You all know what I've been saying to the unions. The presumption of me to tell them what they should do, but I've been telling them they should let people know what it takes to become a union member. Everybody thinks you show up and say, I want to be an electrician. And in 6 months you got a job as an electrician. You're talking about 4 to 5 years apprenticeship before you can get your card. 4 to 5 years.
Oh, he's mad now.
Every one of these unions, every one of them have apprentice programs that range 4 to 5 years. It's like going back to college. You get paid part of your salary, but you don't get it all till you finish your apprenticeship and become a full-blown member. And what I said to the business, I think it was a business roundtable I was talking to in Washington. And they asked why I was so pro-union. I said, for you, it's cutting your cost. They looked at me, how's that happen? They happen to be the best trained workers in the world. That's a fact. And when the union plumber puts it in, it lasts. It lasts. And so, folks, we shouldn't make any excuses. It's going to save businesses money as well, and the American public. Now, seniors in district are getting shingles vaccines for free now, because of you, instead of having to pay $100 to go and get that shot. And, you know, we took on Big Pharma, as you well know. You took them on. You got beat up doing it, too.
Dang.
So many. Now, so many people get insulin.
You got beat up, too. Oh, yeah, old man Walter. Oh, he froze. Froze in place. Oh, wow. All right.
Deal. I called on the prescription drug companies to bring down the price of insulin to $35 to everyone, not just seniors. And today, Eli Lilly, the largest manufacturer of insulin in the United States of America, agreed to do just that. $35. But guess what that means? Every other company making insulin is going to have to lower their prices to $35 because they can't compete. Folks, look, you know, folks are going to...
They'd put that auto-tunes on him.
We're going to make sure of it. But as much as we've done, we have a lot of unfinished business as well to finish the job that needs to be done. We can't stop working to restore the child tax credit permanently. I know I may make some of you uncomfortable, but that little state above me, Delaware, is has the highest rate, one of the highest rates of gun ownership. But guess what? We're going to ban assault weapons again, come hell or high water.
Well, hope you're ready for hell and high water.
Capacity magazines. When we did it last time, it reduced mass death. Nobody, including the people who make a very good salary, for example, think the tax system is fair. Go ask anybody. Ask your friends or acquaintances making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. Is it fair? They don't think it's fair. For example, when this administration started, they were a little under.
He's so lost. He went from talking about assault to people who make more than $400K a year.
They should be paying a higher tax rate than a school teacher, a police officer, someone who works as a nurse. It's about 3% they're paying. And by the way, the reason what we did is still reduce the debt $1.7 trillion is a simple.
$1 trillion. That's a lot.
There were 500, I guess, 35 or 50 companies that made over $500 million a year in the Fortune 500. And guess what? They paid zero in federal taxes. And we did an awful thing. We said you're going to have to pay 15%. God forgive me. 15%. But every minimum 15%. And that was enough to do what we've done so far and still reduce the debt. There's so much more to do, though. We need to come together on police reform and immigration reform. We need to protect voting rights.
I like they just start clapping like mid-sentence. They're like, oh, we did a little bit too early.
We got to reinstate Roe v. Wade and pass it nationally.
Secret Service flashes him the peacemaker. They're like, clap or else.
And look, I know as well as you, the MAGA Republicans are not going to get on board for most of these things. But that leaves a lot of Republicans that are still left. No, by the way, watch. I predict, watch what happens. Republicans can help make a significant majority in some of these things. You know, remember, when I ran for office, I said, when I announced, I said I was doing it to restore the soul of America, bring back some decency, build the middle class, the backbone of the country, and unite the country. And everybody said, you're never going to get anything done bipartisanly. They told me you couldn't get anything done in a bipartisan way over the past 2 years, but we did. The infrastructure bill, the CHIPS and Science Act, the PACT Act, the Gun Safety, the Marriage Equality Act, they're all bipartisan. It's hard as hell, I acknowledge.
JB, there's no evidence that the audience is not trained SEALs. I'm convinced it's a clap track. They got howling and whistling and stuff. He ain't saying nothing that great. I don't know, they're dying down. They were like, woo, woo. It's like Halloween over there. He looks rough.
Ours, the reason she was very specific. I shouldn't digress probably, but I've read. She was very specific recently, saying that a poor mother who lost 2 kids to fentanyl, that I killed her sons. Well, the interesting thing is that fentanyl they took came during the last administration.
What? What? No, it didn't. It's coming over every day. See, he doesn't even know what's happening at the border. He's like, what's a border?
Whenever possible, we should work on both sides of the aisle, get as much done as we can. We got to bring the country back together again. You know, there are areas where we should be able to agree, like protecting Medicare and Social Security, cutting the deficit, paying America's bills. That's why during the State of the Union, I was pleased to see so many Republicans stand up when I asked them to join us in rejecting cuts to Social Security. I've been to a lot of State of the Unions and never quite saw one like that. But they all stood up. But the interesting thing is, they won't be able to forget, it's all on camera. But all kidding aside, it was amazing. And then there's Senator Rick Scott, the guy who's been saying for a year he wants to cut Social Security, Medicare, now says, never mind. That's what he's saying. And he says he actually agreed with us all along. He really didn't mean what he'd been saying. Well, like I said, I believe in conversion. Maybe they found religion. I sure hope so. But I'll believe it when I see it. While Republicans talk about the deficit, we're doing something.
That's weak sauce. That's weak sauce, old man Walter.
Really
Don't take that to the fair, because that's weak sauce.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Working with all of
Anyways.
you, we cut the deficit by $1.7 billion in 2 years, the largest deficit reduction in American history. And when I introduce my next budget, which is going to be on the 9th, you're all going to see it. We've been working with your leaders on various aspects of it. We're going to cut the deficit by more than $2 trillion over the next 10 years. So look, we're not going to sit here and be lectured by those folks about fiscal responsibility. Nearly 25% of the entire national debt, which took over 200 years to accumulate, nearly 25% was added by my predecessor in 4 years. 25% of the 200-year debt. When you add it all up, all the proposals our mega Republican friends have offered so far, it would actually add another $3 trillion over the debt over the next 10 years if they stick with what they're saying. So folks, look, you know, they're sure not acting like the party that cares about fiscal responsibility. Because the truth is, if you look at their record, it's clear they're not the party who cares about fiscal responsibility, especially not when they're threatening our economic recovery by manufacturing a crisis over whether we're going to pay our debts, our 200-year accumulated debt. When I met with the new speaker, it was a decent meeting, he seemed like a decent guy, he made it real clear how he wants to proceed. He says he won't raise taxes on anyone, on the wealthy or big corporations. He just wants to cut programs. And what I suggested was, instead of making threats about the debt, which would be catastrophic, and let's just lay out our budgets. So I agreed that I'd lay down mine on March the 8th, March the 9th, I should say, and he should do the same thing. And we should sit down. It'll be interesting to see what they want to cut and what their numbers add up to. Are they going to cut Medicaid? Are they going to Affordable Care Act? They're going to cut Medicare, veterans benefits, aid to rural communities? Well, we're going to see what they're going to do. But here's how I see it. Under my predecessor, Republicans in Congress voted 3 times to keep paying America's bills without preconditions and without a crisis. They paid America's bills and then, so why won't they pay them now? Well, they didn't throw the country into crisis then, and they shouldn't do it now. If they wouldn't inflict pain on the American people then, why would they do it now? Well, the answer is real simple: politics, politics. But I'm not going to be part of it. You know,
Not gonna be a part of politics?
playing politics with people.
Okay, that's fine with us.
Working with all of you, we're not going to let them either. Look, the question that the MAGA Republicans have to answer is this: are they going to pay America's bills that are already accumulated? Not what we're proposing to spend, already accumulated. Or are they not? Are they going to pay the debt? Are they going to default? It's pretty simple. So let's be real clear about one thing. There is no actual crisis here. This is entirely a crisis of their making if it occurs. Democrats believe in paying America's bills. So the American people will rest assured the Democrats will stick together.
Yeah, but that's socialism.
Folks, here's the bottom line. Our plan is working. It's growing the economy. It's reducing the deficit. It's fiscally responsible. But we got more to do. We've made a lot of progress, but families across the country are starting to breathe just a little bit easier, as my dad would say, just a little easier. We just got to keep going, folks. And folks, working together, I know we will. Again, to quote my dad, he used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay. I'm not making that that's what he would actually say.
He would call you honey and he would stick it all up in your breathing room. Yeah, we know. You say it every time you get on stage.
He didn't go to college, his great regret, but he managed a dealership. My dad, we lived in a 3-bedroom house, and as things were being, suburbia was being filled in with new developments. We had 4.
Did he say suburbia?
We thought we were just fine. But my dad used to talk just about a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of breathing room. Well, that's what you've done. You provided breathing room to an awful lot of people like my dad in the house I grew up in. So I want to thank you all. And I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for sticking together. That is our answer. Ladies and gentlemen, love you all. Thank you very much. I'll turn it back over to you, Jeff.
I think it's hilarious. They won't ever show him stepping down the stairs because they know we're all waiting for it. We spend the whole time listening to him talk just to wait and see if he takes a trip down those stairs. It would have been hilarious to catch him going down those Air Force One stairs live. He fell down those stairs and then he left over there and fell up the stairs too before he took off. Let's see what we got next. Alright, so next we're going to cover a short article. It's titled No Injuries in Massive Cleveland Warehouse Fire. Then after that we're going to show a short video about the fire, multiple angles and whatnot of what that looked like earlier today. I'm going to drop the link for you guys so you can follow along. Yeah, you're right, Sam. Gotta clear that hearing palette. Gotta get Old Man Walter's voice out of your head. It's not good for the brain. Alright, so the link that I just put in the chat will take you to this article here. It's titled No Injuries in Massive Cleveland Warehouse Fire. The article starts off by saying crews responded to a large fire at a warehouse on Cleveland's west side Wednesday this morning. This is this morning today. It's not clear what caused the fire. It never is it? Located at A.J. Rose Manufacturing on West 38th Street. Smoke and flames could be seen. I don't know why I'm talking with a southern accent. Oh man, Walter's stuck in my head. Could be seen shooting from the building about 9:30 this morning. Just after 10 a.m., the fire department reported the fire was under control. The article continues by saying Cleveland Fire, that's their Twitter name, they tweeted out that no one was injured. More than 50 firefighters responded, and a hazmat specialist has also been called to the scene. Sky Fox reported that there was multiple explosions. The explosions reported at the site were from propane tanks used to tow motors. The fire department had tweeted all of that information. The article wraps up by saying, according to the company's website, they are a global supplier of stamped metal components. So now we're going to cover a video that kind of shows what that looked like. So just give me a second. Let's get her started. It's a very short video. So people in Cleveland, this is what they were experiencing this morning. MDOT just so happens to be Cleveland. Yeah, they're not catching any breaks over there in Ohio. Every day a new fire, new explosion, new derailment. It's all a coincidence, though. People in the comments are always, not here, but other places of the internet, they're always saying, oh, this happens every day. This is normal. Nah, this is not normal. This is not normal to have massive fires and pollution every single day, just caused by chaos and destruction that nobody ever seems to know how it started. How did this happen? Well, we don't really know. I don't know. Uh-huh. Firmus, play Tucker. I'm trying to think. I think we might have a Tucker Carlson video, but we can't show that stuff on YouTube. Sam, he struggles with gravity. Old man Walter, I don't know how he keeps his feet on the floor. It's just barely. It's top heavy from the way he falls up and down those stairs. That's all the conclusions I can come to. Spontaneous sloth. Oh my god, where did you get the goat? I need it in my life so much. It was sent to me by a hooligan. I think it was for my birthday last year. Yeah, I got all kinds of cool stuff the hooligan sent me. Like this. This is when old man Walter's driving me nuts. I got a boxing set for your little fingers. Just in case, you know, right here at the desk, get my workout in. Burn some of that stress off. Can't let old man Walter get to me. So this next video is titled, Chicagoans Are Sick and Tired. Beetlejuice Lightfoot loses Chicago mayoral election.
Chicago.
This guy kind of looks like G-Eazy. All right, let's get her started, hooligans.
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot losing her re-election bid, becoming the first mayor in 40 years to lose re-election in the city of Chicago. Newsmax correspondent John Glasgow joining us now from the newsroom with an update. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Rob. None of the 9 candidates running for mayor hit the 50% threshold for an outright victory. So Paul Vallis and Brandon Johnson, they're going to face off April 4th in a runoff election. Take a look at the results. Vallis picking up nearly 34% of the votes. Chicago Public Schools CEO running on a campaign to get tough on crime in the city streets. They have seen a rampant uptick in crime there, in murders. So he wants to get in with the police commissioner there and try to make some change. Now, we also saw Brandon Johnson. Let's go back to those results. Can we bring that back up here one more time? He picked up 20% of the votes there. Lori Lightfoot, the current mayor, look at this, 17%. So not doing so well there. She will not make the runoff.
Not doing so well.
Victory speeches, one from Paul Vallis and from Brandon Johnson.
And we will have a safe Chicago. We will make Chicago the safest city in America.
A few months ago, they said they didn't know who I was. Well, if you didn't know, now you know.
A safe Chicago.
Could not overcome years of fights with the police and teachers unions, a spike in violent crime during her administration, and Chicago's slow recovery from the...
I see a G in the chat and everybody participating is getting banned.
Obviously, we didn't win the election today, but I stand here with my head held high and a heart full of gratitude.
All right, so more than 500,000 ballots had been cast by the time that the polls had closed. Chicago elections officials, they are also going to consider the mail-in votes that will be added to that total as they arrive. So we could see those results change slightly depending on how many people had mailed in. But again, that runoff going in April, and we'll see how this all plays out. Send it back to you, Rob.
John, thanks for the update. No tie today, John, huh?
Yeah, it's right.
Called him out.
Looks good. It looks good. John Glasgow in the newsroom. Thank you. All right, joining us now for more on the Chicago radio host, Mark Vargas. Lori Lightfoot's last dance, becoming the first mayor, as John just set up for us, in 40 years to lose re-election. That's historic. And for the first time, by the way, in a long time, the polls were right. Did this surprise you?
This didn't surprise me at all because here in Chicago, Lori Lightfoot translated means soft on crime. And during her last 4 years, we've seen nothing but crime skyrocket. Think about this. Under her tenure, over 2,300 homicides, over 9,000 shootings. In 2023 alone, violent crime was up by 63%. And so there was no surprise given how high the crime numbers are. Chicagoans are sick and tired of it's unsafe to ride the trains. It's unsafe to walk your dog. It's unsafe to shop because of all the rioters.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?
It's going to be interesting. The two candidates, Vallis and Johnson, couldn't be more further apart. And so this April 4th runoff is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, both those candidates said heading into that April 4th runoff that crime and safety are the biggest issues in this race. Take a listen.
Public safety is the fundamental right of every American. It is a civil right.
Unless Antifa's burning your city down, then it's just look the other way. Don't you worry.
And we will have a safe Chicago. We will make Chicago the safest city in America.
As good as it feels right now, this moment is just the beginning, Chicago. We got work to do, and we're willing to put in that work. If tonight is proof of anything, it's proof that anything is possible, Chicago. That we can build a Chicago as big and as generous as our promises.
All right, so Mark, what happens now? Vallis has got a 14-point lead, but a lot can change over the next 4 weeks. How does this ultimately play out? Who's the next mayor of Chicago?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. In their speeches last night, you could tell the differences in their campaign. Vallis was very hopeful about the Chicago that he sees, and Johnson used his platform last night to go on the attack, calling Vallis a Republican. I've known Vallis for a very long time. He is not a Republican, but Vallis comes from a family of police officers. His wife is a police officer. There's 4 police officers in his family. He was endorsed by the Chicago Fraternal Order of Police. And to Johnson and some of his progressive Democrats, that's a bad thing. But what Johnson's going to get caught up, because in the past he's talked about defunding the police. And so he's slowly trying to walk those comments back. But this is going to be a very interesting campaign. Johnson is endorsed by the unions, the teachers unions, the labor unions. So it's going to be a very nasty campaign.
Any idea what Lori Lightfoot, where she goes from here? There are rumors that maybe she runs for Congress in a couple of years. Is this truly her swan song, politically speaking, or do you think she tries to come back?
She needs to go to a Dale Carnegie seminar about how to win friends and influence people.
She looks like salad fingers.
Mayor has been so divisive. She would pick fights even with her own Democratic colleagues. This is it. She's incredibly unpopular. She's going to have to find something not in the public light, because this is an embarrassing loss for her, as you said earlier, making history. First mayor since 1983 to lose re-election. I think she ought to hang it up and find something more quieter.
Yeah, great points. Mark Vargas, we appreciate you being with us this morning and breaking that down. We will keep our eyes on Tuesday, April the 4th. Thank you.
All right, so we have an article to cover, and then we will be wrapping things up on YouTube, and we'll just be continuing on the live. We have quite a bit left. We'll be live on Rumble, Odyssey, jeffmaclive.com, and Twitch for the rest of the show after the article. And we will be covering the White House press briefing. I know you guys want to see that because Peter's finally back. He just had a little baby. It's a brand new dad, so it's his first day back to work, or at least to the White House press briefing. So we'll be covering that, but I can't show it on YouTube because even now the press briefings are too spicy for me to show. That's how crazy it is over on the YouTube community guidelines. So we're going to read through this article. I will drop the links to you guys, get everybody over to the free speech platforms so we can continue on. Well, I read this article earlier. Now are they going to make me pay to read it again? Alright, there we go. Apparently they were trying to play some sort of ad to me and my ad blocker was interfering, and they're smart enough to know I have an ad blocker. Anyways, I'm going to drop this link in the chat so you guys can read along with me, and then we'll cover this, and then we will be moving forward. I see they're just really big at throwing ads in your face. That's what made them mad. Anyways, the link that I just provided to you guys will take you to this article that is titled "Ninth Whale Death Renews Calls in New Jersey to Halt Offshore Wind Projects." The article starts off by saying a whale washed ashore in Manasquan, somewhere in New Jersey on Monday. The ninth whale found dead since early December on the New York, New Jersey shores, further stoking the debate about what's causing the frequent mortality along the Atlantic coast. I'm currently standing on the beach a few hundred feet from the Manasquan. My apologies if I'm just slaughtering that, but that's kind of my style. inlet watching yet another dead whale wash into the surf, Point Pleasant Beach Mayor Paul Canitra, something, I don't know, Megatron, posted on Facebook on Monday. Governor, when do these stop becoming a coincidence? How many more will it take? The article continues on by saying, what's behind the whale mortalities has not been clearly established, but theories abound. Some local activists and officials blame offshore wind development in the region, claiming construction of the sites caused harm to marine animals. But federal officials have pushed back, saying that that's not what the evidence shows. The article goes on to say some activists and officials say that the deaths are linked to the rise of offshore wind projects that are a part of the Old Man Walter administration's goals of deploying 30 gigawatts of offshore wind energy by 2030, enough to power 10 million homes with clean energy, the old man Walter administration says. In February 2022, 6 lease areas totaling over 488,000 acres were opened up through the competitive bidding for wind energy. Development in the New York Bight Ocean region, the Walter administration and Governor Murphy continue to ignore the resounding calls for an investigation to address the historic surge of dead whales while offshore wind development ramps up off of our beaches, said New Jersey Representative Chris Smith, a Republican. Wrote in a statement on his website Tuesday. Then I read that like crap because of all the nonsense they have around it. Anyways, the article wraps up by saying the NOAA fisheries have said that there is no evidence Jesus loves us, to support the speculation that noise resulting from the wind development related site characterization surveys could potentially cause mortality of whales, and no specific link between recent large whales mortality and currently ongoing surveys. During a January 18th conference call with journalists, experts convened by NOAA pushed back on the idea that the number of whale deaths were linked to the offshore wind activities. I'm going to have to do some chicken bacon here in a second. Autopsies have been performed on more than half of the deceased whales, and about 40% of the deaths have been shown to be from either enlargement or vessel striking, said Sarah Wilkin, coordinator of NOAA's Marine Mammal Health and Stranding Response Program. Those are human interactions that are potentially linked to the mortality of the animal, causing them to be injured and die. The other animals have been inconclusive, and that's for a large variety of reasons, said Wilkin. Generally, the state of the decomposition plays a big role, and it can make it hard for us to determine a definitive cause of death. So, some people speculate, as it says in the article, that it's either the construction of like wind turbines and stuff like that, or the noise produced by them. They put up a bunch of wind turbines in Ludington, Michigan. I think I was still living there when that happened, and they're loud. I was a delivery driver for a pizza place, we'll say that, for 6 years, and the last 3 years were during a time where those wind turbines were going up, and sometimes I would have to deliver to a property that was like farmland or something, and these giant wind turbines would be there, and it's like really bassy, low vibrations. Like I don't know, it's worse than being at a music festival, but you would hear it, and it's kind of intimidating to have something so large making so much sound so close to you. So with whales using sonar and all that stuff to navigate, I don't know, maybe it is part of the issue, but they're not going to go against the Old Man Walter administration. Definitely not that. They let whatever he says go. All right, hooligans, it's that time once again. We're going to have to cut off the YouTube side of things because the rest of this I cannot show. It's community guideline issues. It's not my fault. I'm just trying to follow the rules. So I'm going to drop links. I'm going to drop the link tree. You guys can choose where you want to be. We have Rumble, Odyssey, JeffMacLive.com, and Twitch, all still running. So you will have until 25 after to move over to these free speech platforms to continue on with this. We got 4 different videos to cover, and then we will be covering the White House press briefing. Like I said, Peter Doocy is back to work, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be asking about the plague and the origin of it. So that's why we can't show it on YouTube. I'm sure you guys want to see it, so definitely come over to these free speech platforms. Reading through the chat really quick while you guys make your way over. Patriot operator. Stupid whale swims into a pole. I don't think that's what's happening. I don't think that's what's happening. Maybe they're getting hit by ships and stuff like that, but I've never seen a, well, I guess I have seen a whale. I went to SeaWorld when I was in Florida one time. I used to go to Florida every now and then. My grandpa used to have a house down there back when he was still alive. Been to Florida quite a few times. But I've never seen a whale in the wild. Kind of afraid of the ocean. You know, I don't got flippers, so you're not gonna see me swimming. I don't have wings, so you don't see me flying. I'm not an alien, so you don't see me going to space. That's just how I get down. You know who gets abducted by aliens? People looking for aliens. You know who drowns? People who get in the water. It's you know, simple. It's really simple. I don't want to kick the bucket that way, so I don't know if I'll ever see sea creatures. Tis what it tis. Cube, do audio only. That's funny. The audio is the problem. The audio is specifically the problem. JB, it's vibrations from wind farms. They're sensitive to ULF and ELF. That's what I'm kind of considering too, is that it could be the vibrations, because they use that sonar, whatever, frequency. They use frequency to navigate and stuff like that. I was on the phone yesterday and I was talking about this with this person, and they were talking about how it could be considered noise pollution to them. You know, it's probably hard to navigate when everything's being dulled out by bass sounds. Let's see. Yes, I will put the link to Rumble. Sometimes with the link tree, for some reason, it won't take you to my page, and I don't know why. So just give me a second. Alright, there's the link to Rumble. Click it really quick. We're wrapping this up. Alright, you hooligans on the free speech platforms, you just take your seat. Give yourself a moment here. Give me a moment here. I gotta help YouTube get out of the room. For all you people watching on YouTube, I appreciate all of you. I just can't show this according to community guidelines, and I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I apologize, and I invite you over to the free speech platforms to watch with us the rest of this watch party.